Terry Blackburn here. I have a property portfolio worth over £10 million. I've built and sold multiple companies, some in seven-figure deals. I wrote two successful books, one won awards all over the world. All of these awards behind me are national and international awards for some of my companies. Coach people one-on-one, and I run masterminds. Now, if you like what I talk about in this session, if you listen to my podcast, you follow us on Instagram, you follow the YouTube page, if you like what I talk about, and I resonate with you and you can relate to me, jump on my website, which is terryblackburnproperty.com. All of the different services that I have is on there. I'd love to work with you and I'd love to help you get to where you want to be, whether that's in property, whether that's in business, whether it's in sales, goal setting, whatever it is that you want to achieve and want to learn. I'm your man. Enjoy the rest of the episode and speak soon.
Hi, and welcome to the Rags to Riches show with myself, Terry Blackburn. So today's episode is about a story. It's about the fisherman and the billionaire. Now, I don't actually know if this is a true story, but it is a story that I've heard, and it'll hit you depending on how you're acting right now with your business, with your personal life. This might hit you just at the right time, and it might actually make you think a little bit differently about how you should be acting and how you shouldn't be acting. So this famous story goes, this billionaire moves to this desert island somewhere. Let's say it was in the Seychelles, right? Let's put a place on it. Somewhere nice and hot, right? And this billionaire moves there with his family because he's a billionaire. He's got loads and loads of money. He moves there with his family. And he meets this fisherman. And this fisherman is working on the beach, and he goes up to him, has a chat with him. And this fisherman just says, every day I just go out, I sail my boat out to sea, I catch a couple of fish, I come back, and me and my family eat the fish. And we'll have a great quality of life because I'm in the sunshine and I'm just providing for my family. We don't need much. We've got a low cost life, but we're really happy. And the billionaire looks at him, he's a little bit confused. And he's like, well, why don't you just, instead of just catching like a couple of fish, let's say if your family eat 2 fish each night, why don't you go and catch 4 fish? And then you come back and you sell those 4 to make some money. And then you can, or eat 2 of those fish and sell 2 of those fish. So you can still eat, but you can make some money from it. The fisherman looks at him a bit confused and he was like, well, why would I do that? Like, I'm fine. Like, I spend time with my family, we eat well. I don't need any more money. The billionaires, but yeah, so what you then do is when you you catch 4 fish instead of 2, you eat 2, you sell 2. Then what you do is you save that money and then you buy a bigger boat. So then you can go out and you can buy 10, you can catch 10 fish. Then you come back and you eat 2 and you sell the 8. And then before you know it, you'll be able to buy multiple boats. And the fisherman's like, right. So then what? So you get multiple boats and then you can go out and you can have 2 boats that catch 10 fish. Then you eat 2 and you sell an 18. Then you build your money up and then you get a fleet of ships, a fleet of boats, whatever they are, right? And he's like, and then what? And then he says, well, if you've got a fleet of them, then you can sit at home and you can have all of these people going out to sea for you, catching loads and loads of fish. And then you go to the market and you sell all the fish and you're making loads of money. And then eventually you can go to a different island. And then eventually if you've got a organisation with loads of boats in loads of different locations, you could sell that to a corporate and make loads of money. You might even become a billionaire like me. And the fisherman's like, that's really interesting. And then when I sell the business, then what do I do? And he's like, well, you can then just spend time with your family and, enjoy yourself. And he's like, but I do that anyway. I do that now. Because that's what I do. I enjoy fishing. So I go out and I catch some fish and I bring it back. And me and my family eat well. And I spend time with the people that I love. I think you get the message, right? And the message behind all of this is, are you just pursuing money? Maybe he's even sacrificing your home life and your family life, because that fisherman, if he started to get fleets of boats and all that, time with his family would suffer. So are you pursuing money so much that you are neglecting your home life, your partner, your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, your children, your friends, just in the pursuit of money? When in reality, if you had an abundance of money, if you had millions and millions or billions in the bank, what would you end up doing with that money anyway? Yes, you might buy a nice house and a nice car and go on some holidays, but then what? You'd spend the time that you've got with your people that you love. So the moral of this story, the way I interpret it anyway, is why don't you just do them both at the same time? Why don't you not neglect your family and your friends and your children and your partner, but still go and make money, still go and sail and catch some fish so you can make some money. But remember that regardless how much money you make, whether it's hundreds of thousands or millions, at the end of the day, you're going to go back and spend it with people that you love anyway. So don't ruin what you've got with people that you love, or don't neglect them. Don't miss date night. Don't miss kids' sports days. Don't miss things with the children and your family and events and weddings and all that in the pursuit of money, when if you had an abundance of money, all you'd want to do is that anyway. There's also another good thought process here is, imagine a billionaire, right, on his deathbed. So the billionaire has achieved some mega things in his life, but he's got terminal cancer, right? Imagine. Horrible. That billionaire, pretty confident to say, he would trade all of his money to be healthy again. And the billionaire who has got billions in the bank, but he goes home to an empty house with no partner, no children, he would probably trade all of his money to have a missus or a husband and kids, right? So a lot of people who have a lot of money aren't that happy because they've neglected something else in their life to get to where they are now, right? Don't sacrifice everything else just in the pursuit of money. Money's important, and I love money and I'll always be money driven. But I've learned personally over the last few years of selling that company to learn that it's actually like family's so important, and health. I've always looked after my health, to be fair. The family did suffer with me for quite a few years. But just still spend time with your missus and your partner and your family and your children and keep fit. Because even if you have all the money in the world, you'd trade it for health and you'd trade it for family if you didn't have it. So try and have them all. So this is a different episode to previous ones, of course, mainly about wealth creation, money, business, property, sales. This is about making you think a little bit different. So if I've made you think a little bit different, and if you've just thought, you know what, I need to stop working as much, or I just need to give my missus or my husband or my children or my health a bit more time, move the goalposts, restructure your week a little bit. Think about spending time with your family a little bit more, booking a date night, book a weekend away, take the kids somewhere, book a holiday, get yourself back in the gym, because you can do all of that and still be rich as well. Yeah, it shouldn't be one or the other. You can absolutely have them all at the same time. So thanks for listening. Remember, don't just take notes, take action.